Hi everyone! Welcome to another series of our bariatric cooking classes. Today I'm going to teach you how to make shrimp ceviche. This is a wonderful recipe if you love to entertain. This is a really healthy appetizer that you could share with your friends and you can enjoy yourself as well. Let me show you how it's done. Alright, so the first step is to put the shrimp in really hot water. I have about 8 cups of water here and I heated it up. Oh, and we also have to add a tablespoon of salt. I heated up this water enough just to slightly cook the shrimp, but I didn't let the water come to a boil. So as hot as you can get it before it starts boiling. And we're just going to move the shrimp around. You can already see that it's starting to change color. I'm gonna leave it there for a little bit longer. But we're not going to fully cook the shrimp. And the reason is because we're going to marinate the shrimp on a lot of acid from limes. And that's going to sort of cook the shrimp further. And it's going to make the texture a little bit more tougher. And so if your shrimp is overcooked in this step when you're heating it up in the water, then it's really going to be too tough after it's marinated with the lime. It's almost ready. And you have to have a strainer ready to go so you can remove it from the water immediately, because if you leave it on the water, in the water, then it's going to continue to cook. All right, so these look good. I'm going to remove them from the water. Okay, I let the shrimp cool down just to work with it easier without burning my fingers, but you could cut it right away if you wanted to. And we're gonna cut it in little chunks to get it ready for our ceviche. And first you can cut it in half, and then depending on how big it is, you could cut it twice more or just once. You don't want to make the chunks too small because they do get tougher in the marinade the smaller they are. So actually, the bigger the better. But you don't want to cut it too big that when you scoop the ceviche with a spoon, it doesn't fit in the spoon. So just keep that in mind. This one I'm just going to cut in half because you can see it's a little smaller. Once then after that. And I'm going to continue this whole pile. Now I'm going to transfer the shrimp to a medium to large bowl. And we're ready to add the rest of the ingredients. I'm going to add red onion. This is 3/4 cup. A 1/4 cup of red bell pepper. And you can see I've diced these really, really small. Try to dice them as small as you can because that way it's easier to eat with a fork because you get a little bit of everything in each bite. I'm sorry, that was 1/3 cup of red bell pepper. And this is another 1/3 cup of pepper, green pepper. 1/3 cup of chopped cilantro. I love cilantro. You could work yourself up, maybe add a 1/4 cup first. And if you feel like you want more, you can add more. But I know our family loves lots of cilantro. A sprinkle of kosher salt. And then we can add more after we taste it, if it's needed. black pepper to taste. And you want to add enough fresh lime juice to cover all the ingredients. So actually, before adding the lime juice, I'm going to give this a toss. You could add other vegetables of your liking to this. You could add some diced tomatoes. You could add some shredded carrots or some diced cucumbers. All of those would work really nice. You see different kinds of vegetables in ceviche depending on what region of the world it's from, whether it's a Peruvian ceviche or a Mexican ceviche, it's gonna look a little bit different. Okay, so now that I've got this kind of flattened out, I'm gonna add enough fresh lime juice to cover all of the ingredients. That was about 6 limes or 8 limes. Yeah, 6 to 8 limes. I'm not gonna taste it now. We're gonna put this in the refrigerator. Oh, actually, the last ingredient is some really good quality olive oil. The olive oil has to taste really good. You just add a drizzle to that. Not much. And I'm not gonna taste this right now. I'm gonna wait all the flavors to combine and mesh really well. I'm going to keep this in the refrigerator for a whole hour. And then at that point, I'm gonna taste it. And if I feel like it needs a little bit more salt, then I can add it, or pepper. Before placing it in the refrigerator, just make sure you tap everything down so that it's completely submerged in the lime juice. If you are still in the stage where you're not allowed to have any raw vegetables yet, you could make this dish without the bell peppers. You could cut the onions in rings and keep them in there just to get that flavor of the onion, but then you remove the onions before eating it. You could still keep the cilantro, and so this would be perfectly appropriate if all you're eating is your soft proteins and no veggies, no raw veggies yet. Okay, they're all completely submerged. I'm going to wrap it with saran wrap and put it in the refrigerator. All right, so this has marinated for an hour. I tasted it and it was delicious. It just needed a little bit more pepper, black pepper, which I added. And I just wanted to note that if you're serving this to guests, you can serve this alongside with some corn chips or plantain chips. And if for yourself, you can just eat it as is, or you could grab some lettuce wraps and eat it as a wrap. There you go, another easy, simple, and protein-packed recipe. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.